Is the Beretta 92 a big 9mm? Too big for being a 9mm, that is? I hear a lot of people say that they don't like the Beretta 92. They say it's too big of a gun, to be the 9mm and everything. I don't know if that's the case or not. I know a lot of people say that, but if you think about it, it's supposed to be a full-size gun. This isn't supposed to be a compact firearm or anything. This is a full-size service pistol, so yeah, it's going to be a big gun. Of course, there's guns that are a lot smaller than this, a lot thinner, a lot lighter, a lot of things. But you got to remember when this gun was designed in the older, what was it, around like 75 or, it was around in the 80s or so. I don't know. It's an older design. People think that this is like some sort of a new design or something, like like something. But actually, this is a very old design. Of course, not very old, not like the 1911 by no means. But it's still pretty decently old design. And a lot of people say, oh yeah, it's too big for a 9mm. Well, you got this SIG T6, German police issued pistol, 9mm. Of course, this one was made in '79, this particular one. And this one's more of a compact gun. And, this is what I would consider a compact firearm. Not like a subcompact, but, compact. Kind of like a Glock 23 and stuff, or Glock 19. But, look, it's really not much smaller or bigger or whatever than this, well, actually, this isn't a 92. This is a Beretta 96 G, which is chambered in .40 Smith & Wesson. But basically essentially the same gun in a way. Minus this one's a decocker only. This wasn't intended for civilian use. This is more like a police and military firearm with the decocker only. But anyways, so yeah, this is a more of a compact gun, 9mm, and really this isn't all that much bigger than this. So, is it really a big gun? I don't know. It's up to you. Again, even though, yeah, it's a 9mm, and we gotta remember they weren't trying to go for a real small compact gun. This was designed as a combat full-size service pistol. I bet you if you put a Glock 17 right next to it, they're probably about the same length. I don't have one here, or, I don't own one, but I bet you any money that a Glock 17 will probably be just as long as this gun. They're both full-size service pistols, so people that say that it's too big for a 9mm, well, I don't know what to tell you. Is it as thin as maybe a Glock 19 or something? A lot of people think it's too fat. Again, it's all personal preference. I don't know what to say. To me, it fits absolutely perfect in my hand. Especially this one has the whole grip on it, and I think it feels just absolutely comfortable. And I don't know. So I really don't think it's all that big of a gun. I don't think it's all that wide. I think it's a pretty slender gun for the most part. Of course, it's no modern concealed carry firearm, but that's not what the purpose of the firearm is intended to. So you be the judge as far as thickness. Of course, it's probably a little bit thicker, but again, you're not carrying it in your waistband more likely, so not a big deal to me. The other gripe, heavy. It's a heavy gun. Well, yeah, it's a heavy gun. Especially if you're thinking about carrying it. It's weighs quite a bit. Again, it's an older design. This isn't some new design firearm. Lightweight polymer. This is an all-metal gun. The grip, everything, the slide. Of course, usually the slide, of course, you know, if you had a plastic slide, it'd probably would freaking break in no time. But yeah, this is an all metal gun. Magazines are metal. I mean, just everything. So yeah, it's a heavy gun, but again, it's an older design. What else do I hear people say? That it's unreliable. I haven't shot this a whole lot, but I've never had a problem with it. It's never jammed on me. I had at one time, and you know, I actually sold it to eventually get this one, but I had the Taurus PT92, which is the 9mm version, but it had the rail and everything. But I really ended up wanting to get a real Beretta, and I ended up changing my mind on a caliber at the time, and I wanted 40, so I got this one. But that one, that Taurus, which is a cheaper made gun compared to probably the Beretta, I never had a jam on it. With me firing it, and it probably had close to 1,000 rounds. I mean, of course, not a lot compared to what some people shoot. You know, I'm sure there's people out there that shoot 1,000 rounds in a day. I mean, not in a day, but in a week or so. But I will say it did jam twice, that 9mm Taurus. And actually, I will say it's a user. Both times it happened once on a separate occasion, two separate occasions, and it was both with the same person that shot it. Somebody else I know that shot it and it jammed on him, that did a double feed. And me, I think because he was an inexperienced shooter, and still kind of is, I think he was limp wristing it, maybe, and that's what caused it. But other than that, me, my brother's other friend, or my brother's friend, you know, we put rounds through it and never had a problem. As far as it being unreliable, most of the stories you hear, of course there are some occasions that maybe it leads from the factory unreliable, or maybe it's just magazine related. But I think what most things that people heard about the gun and the design being unreliable is actually from the military, which, and you see a lot of forums or whatever, yeah, they had a lot of problems in the dusty environment. Maybe they weren't properly maintained like they should have been. You know, the military, they put lots and lots of rounds through their guns, and you know, they should have replaced springs and whatnot, extractor springs or whatever you may have needed at a certain round count to keep it functioning properly. And you know, in the military, a lot of times they don't really take care of their stuff like they should. And also at the time, they were using low quality aftermarket magazines in their Beretta M9s. And of course, you know, they had the rougher finish on the magazines on the inside and everything. And, you know, attracted all the sand and everything maybe they got in it, and, you know, had failure to feeds and everything. If they were to use Beretta factory magazines or Metgar magazines or another magazine that's of good quality without the finish on the mag, and parts that were worn from being overly shot were replaced with new parts, I bet you they probably would never have any jams or anything with their gun, and they're properly lubed, because Beretta, just like a 1911, needs to be very well lubed, since it is an all-metal gun. If it was polymer, you know, there's not much metal-to-metal contact, so you wouldn't really need to worry about, you know, lube as much, like a Glock or an HK or something like that. But a 6-hour, like this one, all-metal gun, a 1911, like I said, those all need to be well lubricated to keep them in good functioning order. So, you know, anybody that bashes the Beretta design, you know, again, it's all personal preference. If you think it's too heavy, too blocky for you, whatever, hey, that's your preference. Me, I think it's a fabulous design. I think it's a very nice looking gun. It has beautiful curves and, you know, lines to it. I think it's very fun to shoot, especially in the 40, and I just love it. I have no complaints about it for the most part. So anybody that bashes it for any reason, hopefully this will clear out a few things. Yeah, so if you have any questions, feel free to leave one. Thanks for watching.